Hi, today marks exactly 2 weeks post amputation. Now I'm feeling pretty remarkable considering I had my leg chopped off 2 weeks today. The team in Dunedin thought that I would still be in hospital till at least the end of this week. I saw the physio today and he thinks I look amazing, as has everybody. Well, you know, like I keep saying, the problem has been chopped off. So therefore, I don't have a problem. But I do have a small problem. Something I said I would never do, I did it today. What's physio was here? First physio session, the first proper physio session I would consider. And we were doing resistance-based exercises to keep the glutes and hamstrings and all the hip flexors, adductors and things like that all working on both legs. So I will show you what a few of those are on another day when I've got a bit more time. But the thing that I did today that I never ever thought I would do, oh my good God, I managed to successfully demonstrate how to get up off the floor. But then as soon as I stood up, yep, I did it. I went to stand on the foot that's not there. And it's the first time I've ever done it. And I thought I would never ever do it because you don't forget if someone cuts your leg off. But you do because it's always been there, so you forget. And so I effectively managed to land on the ground and not damage the stump and land on my head instead. But I know that the ultimate thing that I've got to do is to not damage this. So I made sure I did not land on it. Sorry, Joel. Gave him a bit of a fright. But everything's fine. I don't have any pain. It's no problem. All I did was bang my head and some other body parts. But we have adapted how I get up off the floor. We're using a 2-step transition onto something else before we get back to the wheelchair. Because standing up on one leg when my balance is not quite there is probably a stupid idea. So I'm not going to try that again. And I'm also going to try not to stand on my left foot again either, because that would have disastrous consequences too. So what am I going to talk about today? What I want to do is to talk to you about all those little things you moan about, you know, the little niggles that you complain about. Just consider life without a foot. Now today I had a normal day in the house. I didn't actually have too much to do, thank God. But just let me describe something to you when you're in a wheelchair and you don't have a foot. So one thing, you're never ever going to nip to the loo if you're busting, because it'll take you so damn long you probably pee your pants. You've got to do it in advance because you've got to transfer away from where you're sitting into the wheelchair, get to the toilet, transfer into the toilet, la 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 la. So if you leave the toilet till you're busting, it's too late. Have you ever tried to hang the washing out sitting down? I bet you haven't. It's a bit hard because your arms get really tired. Oh my God, they really do. So yeah, have you ever tried to do the washing in the sink in the kitchen sitting down? I actually failed at that and I had to stand up, sit down, and my one leg was getting really tired. So I had to sit down, stand up, sit down, and think about how much longer that's going to take me just doing the dishes. Think how much longer it's going to take me hanging the washing out, sitting down. I've got to do them one at a time. And what I used to do before is take a bundle of things and hang them all out and then go and get some more. But I can't, because I can't. And you know what's really funny? I still pair the socks. I'm not sure why. There was one sock on its own and I didn't get upset about it today because I've probably not used the other one yet. But there we go. Habits are hard to break, I suppose. But the thing that I found amusing, well, it's not amusing, when somebody knocks on the door, it takes me ages to get there. They've knocked 2 or 3 times before I've actually made it to the door because I've got to transfer to the wheelchair and then get through the house and then open the door. Just think about those things. So when you complain about those niggly little things that take you a bit longer, I want you to shut up for a second and think about it, what it's like for somebody without an arm or without a leg or somebody who's in a wheelchair that's paralysed, and how much harder life is for them. And then rethink your little whinges because they're probably insignificant. Just have a think about that for a second. So what are my positives today? With adapted a safer way of getting up off the ground. I managed to hang the washing out, put the washing in, do the washing up, make dinner, make lunch, make breakfast. All the normal things that you would usually consider to be really easy. I'm actually celebrating the fact that I've managed all of those things. Tomorrow, I'm hoping to add a little bit of work to that remotely from home. If everything else doesn't take too long, that is. The final thing, the district nurse came out today and she changed the dressing on the wound, and I'm really hoping that she only has to come out one more time. We're on weekly visits, which for a start off is a massive improvement, because I used to see them twice, 3 times a week before, when the incision on my ankle that's not there anymore was not healing up properly. But she's not coming back till next week, and he thinks that that might be the last one. Now, if that is, and there's no more dressings going on it, guess where I'm going? To the swimming pool, straight from here, straight from the nurse, in the taxi to the pool. Maybe not in a taxi, we'll see if my mobility thing has come by then or not. But that's quite exciting, because I can't even tell you how excited I am to think that maybe in a week or 2, I might be able to swim again. And I'm going to finish with an unfortunate conversation. So I'm trying to track down my leg, because it was, obviously it was chopped off in Dunedin, and then they told me that I had to take it with me when they transferred me by ambulance. So I questioned whether this was actually probably a wise idea, carrying it for 2 hours in an ambulance. Surely it's going to thaw out, is it not? And well, they thought that probably was a silly idea, and they were going to transfer it to Kew. So I've organised for the crematorium to cremate it, and they're going to give it back in a box, because, well, when you want to get buried with all your body parts, not just some of them missing. So yeah, so I called the hospital to find out if it had arrived. Now, I tried to use the proper medical language. They call it tissues. So they've always said, are you calling up about your tissues? Not tissues. So I expected the receptionist to know what I was talking about. So I got the hospital switchboard. I would like to speak to somebody about collecting some of my tissues. She went, what? So I thought, wow, where do you go from there? I had my leg amputated 2 weeks ago. She said, so what is it you're asking me? What are you trying to collect? I said, my leg. She said, oh, well, I wonder where that would be. Let me think. Maybe it's in the lab. And she transferred me. Well, it's obviously not in the lab. I eventually got through to the right place, the mortuary. That's where it should be, really. And where's my leg? I want to organise to collect my leg. We went through the same conversation. And anyway, she wasn't sure where the leg was. So I've got to wait for a phone call back. So I damn well hope they haven't lost the leg. Because that really would make me legless. Thank you for listening. See you tomorrow.